This is so not a soundstage. This is so not equipped for live performance, and we're going to do that right now.
I've done more with less, so this is awesome.
It's Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Asta.
And there it is. And we are live at the Taste of Chicago in the Food for Thought Pavilion. We have a small but enthusiastic crowd in front of us at the Taste. The idea that this could happen 2 years ago seemed unthinkable. The fact that podcasts have arrived to the point where there's a dedicated tent for days on end is amazing. So here's the thing. Con Carne is usually a food podcast recorded in a car. There's no food at this table. We're not in a car. And yet we're doing a live broadcast. And we're starting off today with just a phalanx of A-list guests right next to me. In order, I have comedian Dave Helem, a very funny Chicago comedian. Hello, Dave.
Hey, how are you?
Amanda Downing, executive chef of Rockit, is here.
Hi.
Love and adore you. Thank you for coming. Singer-songwriter Daniel Wade, who is performing at the Bud Light stage like minutes from now. He popped by. Hey, Dan.
Hello.
And all the way in the corner, we've tucked away Nathan Graham from the Lucky Dutch. Awesome, bluesy roots rock band from right here in Chicago.
Thank you.
And he brought a guitar, which we may impose on him. So I'm just going to bounce around. Since you're all here, we'll talk about what you all do. And since, Dave, you're my right-hand man, so to speak, you're right next to my right hand. And look at this. You've already got your drinking bracelet.
Oh, yeah. I already had a drink already.
All right. Waste no time. A little day drinking here at the Taste.
It's hot.
It's a little sticky, a little humid out here.
A little bit.
So you've been coming up in the Chicago comedy scene for a while. Did I read this right on social media? Are you bailing on Chicago? You're leaving for L.A.?
I'm not bailing. I mean, I'm born and raised here, of course, but I don't want to be like the biggest Chicago local comedian. You know, I don't want that credit. I guess it's cool, but it's not cool at the same time.
So is there a plateau?
In Chicago?
Yeah.
I
ceiling?
I guess it depends what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that it's really possible, even though I'm doing it right now, to live off comedy here in Chicago full time with just living here. Like, you have to travel. Like, even if you are based in Chicago, you have to tour. Like, you don't make enough money in Chicago doing shows to be sustainable. And on top of that, like, it's so saturated that, like, let's say I'm at the Laugh Factory, right? And then I do a show somewhere else where they're paying me. People are not going to keep paying money to come see me in Chicago. You got to move around.
Makes sense. Has the scene been supportive to you? It seems like it's helped nurture you.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think that I built a following, and people are sad to see me go, but
I'm sad to see you. Can we hug before you leave? This may be the last time I see you in Chicago.
I'm hot, though. You know, I don't really
I know you're hot. And it's also humid outside.
Very
There's
humid.
a little sweat. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Amanda Downing. Just when I think food, I think you. I think Rockit. And you grew up around food since you were a kid, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
When you were growing up in Elgin, did you come downtown for the Taste? Was that something that your family did?
You know what? I did more so with friends. I remember, like, one 4th of July, hopping on the train with a bunch of friends, came down here. It was, probably like this, hot, humid, but it was a great time. It was a really nice day. We did that a few years.
And when we were all kids, that was something we did. We would jump on the L, we'd come downtown. I swear to God, that doesn't happen anymore.
Well, not even the L. I'm talking like Metro from the suburbs. So it's perfect. You come down here, you spend the whole day, go back to the suburbs and watch fireworks at night.
So catch us up with what's going on with Rockit these days.
So, I mean, in the last year we did renovations, so that's, maybe not new news, but we also, we're open for brunch, open for lunch, so a lot going on there. We're open 7 days a week. There's a few things that we're going to have going on coming up in the fall. We'll do we love to do week-long fests, like burger fest and stuff like that. We did a couple months ago.
And we love attending week-long burger fests.
Well,
my life is a week-long burger fest.
my life is. But, upcoming, probably we're locking down the dates, but probably end of September we're going to do like a wing fest, like a wing it, we're going to call it. So week-long, full of wings.
What makes a good wing sauce?
It's about having, depends on what you like. If you want buffalo, that a lot of vinegar in it, really tangy. We do have like a mango curry one, so it has some sweetness, but a lot of fire from some curry paste and finger chilies on there. So just kind of finding what you like.
Yeah. Speaking of burgers, just the straight up Rockit burger is awesome. Like if we were to go to Rockit, I mean, that's all you need right there. Because tell us what's in that or what that is.
So that's a Wagyu Kobe beef patty, and then it's topped with melted brie, fried shallots, date aioli, and it's a red onion brioche bun. You know what?
Dave Helem is actually salivating as you say this.
He's shaking his
I'm
head.
thinking about it.
And you know what? I'm like an absolute the worst guest, right? I should have brought them with me. I was running around this morning, didn't even think
You're
about
the best guest.
Oh.
We're glad to have you.
Well, I wasn't fishing for a compliment. But,
And you know, since it's summer as we're recording this, it's in July. We're at the Taste. As a meatist, someone who knows her way around cuts of beef, like what's a
I
good
know
grill?
the term.
What's a good grilling tip for us? Like,
you know what? It's keeping that grill hot, clean, and well oiled. So well greased.
And how do you oil the grates? I heard.
You know, you could have a little dish of vegetable oil, a little paper towel, take some tongs, just kind of wipe it. That's a good way to do it.
Because I know lots of people who just have rust and junk
Yeah.
on their grates. They never clean them.
Yeah.
Those are the backyard barbecues you don't want to go to.
Yeah, you want to, there's one thing for seasoning your grates, but you don't want rust.
I was about to say though, like, I don't know how sanitary this is. Sometimes when you have like remnants of stuff, it adds to the
flavor.
flavor.
Well, it's kind of like a cast iron skillet, right? The accumulation.
But you still don't want rust.
Fair enough. And as far as Rockit goes, I know that Kevin Hickey is here today. He's like a rock star.
He is. He totally is.
He's the Rockit rock star. He's ready to usurp Billy Deck's throne as the Rockit rock star.
I think so. They might have to. Ooh, that could be a cage match. We just came up with a new idea.
So as far as Billy Deck goes, when he walks in, is it kind of like if Obama were to walk into
No, he
Congress?
actually sneaks in. Like you'll see, like all of a sudden you'll look in the dining room and be like, oh, he's over there in the corner. Sometimes, sure, he's walking in with a group of people, but sometimes, like this morning, I walked out in the dining room. We open at 11:30, so we just opened up. But about an hour ago, I walk out into the dining room, and all of a sudden he's sitting there in the corner on his laptop. So he loves to work in the venues too. So he just,
Because Deck has, the reputation appropriately, being a nightlife guru. But Rocket's not strictly a nightlife
right.
thing. I mean, if I wanted to, I can go there for brunch.
Right. Yeah. Like I mentioned, yeah, we do brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Like we open up early at 10 a.m. and all the way to 4. Do acoustic music, during there. So I mean, we're open all day long.
See, and there's the segue right there. Music tucked away on the corner of this table at the Food for Thought Pavilion at Taste of Chicago. I have a pair of musicians who aren't related. They're not in the same band. They are equally awesome, though. Dan Wade, you've been in the scene since you were a kid. I mean, I remember your early bands back in the early 21st century, and here you are. You're playing the Bud Light stage today. What's different about being involved in the Chicago scene today in 2016 than what it was when you started out?
What's different now for me is that I just do it for fun mostly now. I think when we were younger and when I was a kid, we were trying to make it. We were playing in bands. I was in a band called Empyrean and a band called Treaty of Paris, and we toured the country. And
yeah, Treaty of Paris got to the goalpost. I mean,
we got pretty close. And now I'm realizing that it's just fun to keep playing and keep having music be a big part of my life, and there's so much less pressure now. So that's the difference for me, is trying to reconcile having a full-time job and still making music a big part of my life.
It's similar to comedy, isn't it? I mean, the music. I've always thought the music scene in Chicago is similar to the comedy scene. Is that fair to say, Dave?
In some ways, where it's just you can have a following here, but I think ultimately the goal is to get your art to the masses at the end of the day, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right, let's go down to the corner. I have Nathan Graham from the Lucky Dutch. For those who haven't heard the Lucky Dutch, summarize your band.
It's kind of funny to say, like, people say blues rock. People throw out that moniker a lot.
I already did. So
yeah, I mean, well, it's like rock and blues are pretty much the same thing, just one sped up.
So as a Chicagoan, is blues kind of hardwired in your DNA?
It is. It's kind of hardwired in there. I mean, I grew up in like Kingston Mines and all those places, and Buddy Guys, and played those places when I was like 14, and probably shouldn't have been in there.
Oh, for real?
So yeah.
Did they know?
A couple of them did, and they were just like, they were fine with it. They were just like, yeah, you can play here, just don't be at the bar at all. I remember being outside in Kingston Mines, and it was like, I think it was like 20 degrees or something like that, and I was sitting there in my coat, and I had to wait outside until it was my turn to play.
Amanda, does the idea of a teenage kid in a 21 plus venue just kind of make you break out in hives and a cold sweat? The idea of it?
No, not at all. I think I applaud him for doing that.
I wasn't stupid about it. I feel like I wasn't stupid about it. Like I wasn't like going in there and drinking and trying to get a beer or stuff like that. I was just like, I just want to play with these guys and I just want to play the music. So I'll gladly stand outside.
And as you were coming up, Nathan, I mean, you played with some pretty big names.
Yeah, Carl Weathersby. I've played with Buddy Guy a couple times. Actually, got a chance to through college. I got a chance to play with James Brown right before he died.
Stop it.
Which was amazing and kind of humbling and scary because it's like I was kind of a sloppy musician at the time, and he was not about slop at all, even a little bit. So it was really really hard to do that. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so. Your latest album is Cadillac Coffin.
That's right.
Where Willie the Wimp was buried.
Exactly. Yeah, he was buried in a Cadillac coffin. They actually they put him in his car and they propped him up as if he was driving. So the backstory of that, the reason why it's called Cadillac Coffin is on my dad's side of the family, he's related to us on my dad's side of the family. It's a notorious Chicago gangster, that just kind of got this weird request to be buried in a car, But I was telling our story to that. I was telling the story of that to our producer, and he was like, "That's the album name. Why are we not calling that the album?" I was like, "Yeah, okay, we can do that." And then my dad saw it, and he was like, "Come on, man! Like, why would you let people know that that's that's part of our family?"
That's awesome.
I was like, "That's a cool." I mean, it's like Chicago gangsters or whatever. It's like you much more rather be, known for like being in the Cubs or the White Sox or whatever. But
I don't know if I had a genetic connection to John Dillinger, I'd probably find a way to announce that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
it was just kind of funny because like you find out the secrets of the family as you get older, and a ton of stuff starts making sense. So and you write about it, and you just kind of figure out, okay, I'm going to embrace this part of my culture, of my life, of my family. So that was how that album name came to be.
Cadillac Coffin is on vinyl.
It is. First time.
I'm going to ask both you and Daniel Wade. I mean, what kind of emotional connection do you have with vinyl? I mean, do you guys still play records at home?
All the time.
You do too, Amanda?
Oh, yeah. No, I just bought a record player back in January, so I've been buying vinyl all the last 6 months.
You have to get a real record player though. Don't get
like a USB record player you get at
Barnes
and Noble.
No, if you have a USB anywhere on your record player, you're not
doing it wrong.
You're not a good person. You're not like it's not. Get a real record player.
It's a character flaw.
If you bought your record player at Urban Outfitters, all right, you are not a good person.
What about Best Buy?
Best Buy is still a place where you buy electronics.
Yeah,
I think that's
I'll look
fair.
into a better one.
That's hilarious.
I'm not judging you. I'm sorry if you have a USB. Well, I kind of was.
You
but
kind of just did judge them.
You
now.
did. You
You
totally
said
did.
that they're awful person.
Yeah, I can't say you're not a good person.
This
and
is
then
how you
say I'm not
prepare for
judging.
moving to California. You start judging others. Dave's just getting into groove here.
I'm just getting in the groove, man.
Daniel, what were you going to say?
I have a confession. I don't have a record player.
I don't either.
I listen to everything on a little Sonos speaker through my phone. I love it. I can get the playlist going before I'm in the house. But growing up, like my dad had a record player in the basement and a big box full of Zeppelin, Hendrix, The Who, Moody Blues, tons of old records from the 60s and 70s. And I remember asking him one time, where are all your 80s records? Like his 80s collection stopped at like Michael Jackson and Hall & Oates. And he was like, what do you mean? He's like, we started having kids. He's like, we don't even know what kind of music happened in the 80s. We were raising kids. But getting a record player is on my list of things to do.
What's the point of having it? Like, is it just like the cool factor of
No,
say
you
like
know what?
does it sound better? Does the vinyl sound better?
One of my favorite quotes is from Nick Tremulous. He actually said that vinyl makes music precious. And it's just that moment of just being like sitting down, taking a minute, and putting that record on the needle and just having that moment of just to process it instead of, it's like I love my iPhone. Like I was biking here and listening to music, but there's something about sitting down at the end of the day and just like being able to put that record on and just listen to the music and not have a bunch of other things happening while that's going on. That's
kind of like generational though, because like I can remember in the 90s when I opened up that CD and I put it in and you hit the play button. It's like when I got Tupac's All Eyes on Me in 1996 and I hit play, it wasn't a record, but I felt
Well, it's like there's album artwork. There's liner notes, and it kind of puts you in. Like for me, I'm a child of liner notes, and I wanted to know who was doing everything. I wanted to know who played the kazoo on the 15 seconds of this song. That was my thing. So I wanted to read that stuff, and you can't get that with an iPhone or an iPod.
And I get that idea of being in the moment with a record. You've got 20 minutes. Like if you put on an album on CD, if you stream an album, you can tune out, you can zone out as it's going on. But when you have that record going, for those 20 minutes, you're tuned into what's happening.
Exactly.
Plus, also you can't skip. You can't skip as easily. You can't just push a button. Push
it seems
that's my thing.
It's a total first world problem trying to change the track on a record. It's like you got to lift the needle, make sure it's precise.
Our lives are so tough.
They are.
Well, for me, it was like growing up. My mom would. I don't know if this happened with you, David, but when your mom started putting on oldies, it was time to clean.
Yeah, Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday morning. If like Otis Redding was playing or the Four Tops, it was like I was cleaning. That's what I was doing all day.
The thing is, I had so many records, really through my early 20s, a wall of vinyl, truly. Once you move that stuff more than once, the appeal, the sexiness of records really tends to go away. Once you have to lift crates up and down stairs multiple times, it becomes so much less exciting and integral to your life.
It's a labor of love, though.
Sure.
It's a labor of love.
Sure it is.
I've moved apartments a bunch of times, and I've had to lift crates. And oddly enough, my record collection gets smaller and smaller every time I've moved. So,
going back to you, Amanda, because we are at the taste. I want to talk about food. I saw this. Is this something you still have? The grilled blueberries, house-made lemon curd, torched pound cake, and whipped cream.
You know what? That was something we put together as a special last
You should make that every day.
Well, you know what? I'll let my sous chef know because actually he put it together. I was actually out of town when he did it, so we'll have to put. So you can tell
him he's a genius.
I will. He'll love that.
And one thing, if you want to learn more about Amanda Downing on social media, Cubs and food. That's really it.
Yeah. Especially right now. It's all about the Cubs.
Yeah, it's very easy to be a Cubs fan right now. Are you guys baseball fans?
yeah.
I am.
Who's your team?
Cubs. I grew up as a Cubs fan, and then I went to Wrigleyville, and I was like, you all suck as people. And then I started becoming a White Sox fan more, but then I was like, you all suck as a team, and now I'm back to the Cubs again.
Hey, man, I'm a White Sox fan, and I'm just putting this out there. We won a World Series 10 years ago.
Nobody cares about that.
Well, the thing about that, I'm a Sox fan too, but the thing about that World Series win, it's getting further and further in the rear view. Like it's getting hard to coast on that one because it's once you pass the decade.
Well, I'm holding on to it until the Cubs win. And I do want the Cubs to win the World Series. I really, really do. I will tell you this: I will leave Chicago for the next 6 months after that.
Oh yeah, Dave will go nowhere near Wrigleyville if that happens.
Oh, I want to see that. I just want to see all the 20 frat boys and just setting themselves on fire. I want to see all of that.
Well, yeah, I got a prime spot. We can go to the roof of Rockit Burger Bar.
We're going to your place.
The
See, I picture the aftermath of that looking like Escape from New York, the John Carpenter movie. You got Isaac Hayes rolling down the street, Ernest Borgnine.
Well, it was crazy down there for the Blackhawks celebration.
Oh, I bet.
Too. So I imagine that times like 1,000.
Absolutely.
All right. Or as they say in business, 10x.
Amanda, you know what? I actually started doing comedy at your.
Did you? Okay. When
they used to have shows upstairs on Friday night, so that was actually where I started cutting my teeth. I guess back in 2002.
Now, in addition to comedy, Dave, you're a teacher.
No, I was a teacher.
You were a teacher.
I'm not a teacher.
You walked
anymore.
away from teaching for comedy?
Full time. This is my first year living off comedy full time and not teacher money. So I'm poor. I'm very poor, but I'm happy. You know what I mean? So
you want us to pass the hat here in the Food for Thought Pavilion?
Let's have a rent party right now.
Let's crowdfund. Let's Indiegogo this. Let's get you back on your feet.
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
My email address is.
All right, so what I want to do, since Nathan brought a guitar, totally unexpected, I want to put him on the spot and have him play a song. Okay. But before we put him on the spot, I just kind of want to wrap up and look ahead with everything that's going on with everyone that's sitting here on the most bizarre, incongruent panel in the history of broadcasting. Dave Helem, where can people find you? What's next for you?
You can find me on social media, really. Just follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter as Dave Helem, as Dave, Helem. That'll tell you all my shows are. I'm going to LA this week. My first time ever going to LA because I told you I want to move out there, so I should probably visit where I want to move.
I hear the rents are cheap. You should be fine.
Yeah, I got a couch. I got a rental car to sleep in. I'll be all right.
All right, Amanda Downing, Rockit Bar and Grill, the Rockit group of restaurants? What's going on? What do we have to look forward to?
Well, we got Rockit Bar and Grill. It's at 22 West Hubbard. You can visit us, 7 days a week, lunch, brunch, dinner. But then we also have Rockit Burger Bar up by Wrigley. So
Where we're going to go on the roof? When it
yes,
comes
we'll
to
go on the roof. We'll be safe up there. We will see all the madness up there.
I picture, what was it, like Dawn of the Dead, where they're hiding on the rooftop as the zombies are taking over the streets? That's what I picture.
Me too.
Daniel Wade. You've got a bunch of EPs to your credit. And I should mention, Daniel Wade, runner-up in this year's Chicago Reader Best Singer-Songwriter poll.
That's really unexpected. That made me feel pretty good.
And you're a former winner of that very same poll.
Yeah, I won it in 2014.
Congrats.
I asked people to vote. Thank you. I asked people to vote for me then, and then this year, I just decided I didn't care. But then when I saw the results, I decided I cared again.
Well, you're a talented guy. I've known that for years. Well deserved.
Thank you.
So what's next for you?
Just going to be writing some more new songs and splitting my time between playing with my band and playing solo acoustic and hanging out at the Riot Fest office designing ad mats.
I love that. And yeah, you work for Riot Fest, which is really, that is the festival. That's the one I will throw my heart, love, and adoration behind.
Love it.
That is you can't spend a better 3 days in the city than at Riot Fest.
Riot Fest sucks.
And Lucky Dutch, album is Cadillac Coffin. We talked about that. I'm going to put you on the spot. What are you going to play here?
I'm going to play a song off the album. The first song that I wrote for that album is called Good Honest Man.
Awesome. And this is so not a soundstage. This is so not equipped for live performance, and we're going to do that right now.
I've done more with less, so this is awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you for having us on.
All right, here we go. We did a quick ad hoc mic check. Are you ready? You feeling good about this?
Yeah.
All right. Our small but enthusiastic audience here in the crowd. Can we make some noise here for Nathan Graham from the Lucky Dutch?
I've lied to you, and I'm lying to myself, and I've lied for a reason, and even I couldn't tell, to make me feel strong. And I refuse to be weak, to hide from my truth. I was too scared to see. And as I stand here with my heart in my hand, I need you to believe I can be a good, honest man. Gave me your best, gave me your all, and I just could not. I couldn't tear down my wall. Gave me your hand, and I gave you grief, and I crushed you down with all my disbelief. And as I stand here with my heart in my hands, can be a good, honest man. And I try to show you the real me. Most never get to know. And I tried to show you, but it couldn't be. And I let my real demons show. And I've lied to you. And I've lied to myself. And I've lied for reasons I couldn't tell. And now you've packed your clothes and headed out west, and you left me here standing. I'm trying to figure what's next. And as I stand here with my heart in my hand, I need you to believe I can be a good, honest man.
Nathan Graham from the Lucky Dutch. That was fantastic. Show's over. We're closing the tent down after that. Thanks for doing that.
Thank you. Now, you guys got Michelle Lamore on. She's way better than what I can do.
I love how this all comes together. Yes, Michelle Lamore, Kevin Alves, and Amy Guth will be joining us as we pause and provide appropriate off-microphone thanks to Nathan. All right, and we're back. It is truly a Guest-a-palooza. I'm thrilled. We're sitting here 4th of July week. As the Taste of Chicago kicks off, it is gorgeous outside. We're staring at Buckingham Fountain, which is lovely. I don't walk by Buckingham Fountain often enough. And I'm joined by two podcasters who are part of the Yak Channel Podcast Network. Two of my favorite people in the world. Two very talented, two very different people. Starting with Michelle Lamore.
Hello.
Host of Revealing with Michelle Lamore. You are an international burlesque star.
That's
and
true.
an entrepreneur and an all-around talent. And Kevin Alves, host of Beyond the Boards.
Hello.
Podcast about Chicago's storefront theater community.
Yes.
So really, performance is the world in which both of you live in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're not so different.
Yeah.
You and me.
Yeah.
Now,
think
what's cool about having you guys here, and what's cool about having you involved with the Yak Channel, you were podcasters walking into this. Like, this is something you just kind of took a shot at, and you're both awesome at it.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, you took a shot asking.
Yeah.
I just said yes.
That's all
and
it
then
takes.
went, now what? I don't know.
Oh, my gut dropped. It was like, here, have the opportunity to do a show. Go do a show. I was like, oh, I've got to go do this now. Because it's been something that I've been wanting to do for a
Exactly.
while, and just never had the jump start to do it. And here we are.
Well, that's the thing about podcasting. You don't need to be an experienced broadcaster or experienced media person. You just have to have a point of view. You
Absolutely.
have to, understand your milieu and be able to talk about it. And both of you are at the forefront of what you do.
Yeah, it sounds easier than it is, I think. I don't know. The first time I did it, I was like, what am I saying? I'm just talking to myself.
Oh, I rambled for an hour. I mean, we cut our show down from, we had over 60 minutes of interview and had to cut it down to 30. And I was like, I don't know what I'm saying in half of this.
Thank goodness for editing that we don't do this live,
Exactly.
except for right now.
I do think after I listened to your first podcast, Kevin, I said, maybe it could be a little shorter.
Yeah, and I think what you said is an hour is good if everybody knows who you're talking about. And I went back and thought about it. I'm like, yeah, no one knows. We're introducing these people to, these companies to people. So, yeah, keep it shorter. Keep it simple, stupid.
Let's start with you, Michelle, because the first round of guests, off microphone, very excited that you were here.
Oh, that's nice.
They were very pleased to have you in the house. You went to school for finance
I
back
did.
in the day.
Yeah.
I would say your career path took an unexpected turn.
Or expected, I suppose. This is much more preferred than finance. Yeah, I don't know. I hated it while I was in it, but I thought at one point I needed to get a real job. But I think that what I do is very real.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I left the idea of a corporate world and a regular paycheck for pursuing art and theater and dance and this crazy burlesque thing.
Is it just me? And I'm not saying this just because you're here, but it seems like there's a huge resurgence of burlesque, specifically in Chicago.
Yes, it is massive right now. There's so much going on. I mean, it's kind of like New York, honestly. There are multiple shows every single day of the week all over the city. And I started doing this maybe about 14 years ago, and there wasn't anything here. And now it's just exploded. So I don't know. We'll see
can
how
we thank
long
you for that?
I mean, yes. You're welcome.
You're welcome, Chicago.
Have some burlesque.
You might like this.
For someone, and I say this with some pause in my voice as my son's in the crowd, but for someone who hasn't been to a burlesque show, maybe is intimidated by the idea of it, what can they expect?
Well, if you're attending one of my shows, what I like to present on the stage are women that are strong in themselves and what they're presenting. So it's a real ownership of sexuality, and it's really healthy. It's more of a conversation rather than the objectification that people think is happening, like if they've never attended. But it's really like lighthearted and fun, and burlesque at the root is to parody. So there is comedy inherent in what we're doing. So it's very lighthearted and glamorous and beautiful. And I like to put variety in my shows: jugglers and contortionists and crazy clowns. You know, it's fun. Stand-up comics like Dave.
So there has to be a certain level of just confidence that most humans don't have to do this.
Well, it builds, and there's also the idea of fake it till you make it kind of thing. And that's
like swagger?
Swagger, total swagger. And so that's, I think when I started, I was terrified, and I still get very nervous sometimes, if I'm presenting a new idea or a new act or a new show concept, or doing a new podcast. But yeah, there's the idea of just like taking on this persona and learning how to project confidence until it comes within.
You were nervous starting a podcast?
Yes.
Is it because you're putting yourself out there, like a side that you don't often share on stage?
Yeah, I was nervous I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
Here's the secret.
I fully understand that.
Here's the secret to podcasting and broadcasting. Never listen back to yourself. Other people say different. Yeah, you got to listen to yourself to make sure you sound better next time. I want to pound my head on the table when I hear myself back. So
really? Just
never listen to yourself afterward.
I do listen to it though, just to make sure I'm turning in good work, James.
You're doing fantastic, fantastic work. All right, and I should ask you. I've been wanting to ask you this for 10 years. The America's Got Talent thing.
Oh yeah, yes. So yeah, I was on America's Got Talent in the first season. But it's funny because I just on Twitter today saw that there was a 90-year-old burlesque dancer on America's Got Talent, and I think that's pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
That's
incredible.
But I was the first burlesque dancer to be on that show,
and you did a night rider routine for Hasselhoff.
Oh yeah, I did.
That's amazing.
You did a night rider?
Yes.
Oh,
on
I
the
need
kit
to go
car.
find this.
Oh yeah, you do.
That's amazing.
the
For
car.
the
I was like very impressed with the car. Huh. Yeah. I thought it'd be really fun to do because David Hasselhoff was one of the judges.
Absolutely.
And, he's very into his Hasselhoffiness.
Yes.
Every time he would come on stage, he would do the slow motion run, and then he would talk into his watch. Like he was in it the whole time. So I kind of thought it'd be fun to do a little poke at him.
So, Kevin Alves,
Yes.
you are not a Chicago native.
No. I'm originally from the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Did theater bring you to Chicago?
Yes, via my wife. She was, we were together. We started dating in upstate New York. We were working for an educational theater there, and she was ready to move on. I said, "Where are you going?" She said, "Chicago." And I said, "Oh, is that like a with or without me situation?" She said, "Yeah, I think so." And I was like, Well, let me go see Chicago first. And I came here in the dead of February, one of the coldest winters, and fell in love with the city. And there's so much theater in this community.
Were you worried when you moved here? Like, I don't know if I can integrate into this theater scene. I don't know if this is going to work out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you always have those worries. I actually took a year off before I started auditioning anywhere, just to kind of get my feet wet in the city and learn how to deal with the city, because I'm from a small town on the coast. Buses, trains, dealing with traffic and all that messes. It was something to get used to. So I took a year off and just kind of got a job and settled in and things. And once we started going, it was really all about networking. We started making friends, and they said, you should look at this company, stay away from this company, or if you want to do this type of work, which was amazing to me because there's so many companies with so many genres of theater that you can really pick and choose what you want to do here and then push for those companies and audition for those companies and hopefully get in and kind of find that niche in that world you want to work in.
So the storefront theater community, this is something I think I'm aware of more than an active participant as an attendee in. Explain the storefront theater community in Chicago.
It's really what it kind of sounds like is it's a young theater company who wants to start putting up some fun or great or interesting or intellectual work. They don't have a place to go, so they will just rent out a storefront that's available. That's, an old... with the factory theater that I work with right now is it's two storefronts that we knocked the wall out of the middle. It used to be two businesses, and they went out of business. The space was empty, and it was big enough, so we then just converted into a small thrust 72-seat house. So it really is just finding a space that's available, having the money to rent it, and then turning it into a theater. Instead of the big houses like, Goodman and Steppenwolf have these multi-million-dollar theaters. You can't afford that, especially on a small budget, so you just find what you can afford, and it doesn't matter where you are when you can do good work.
All right, so who's doing cool stuff?
Oh, so much. Most of our first guests we had on are some of my favorites in Chicago. The Factory Theater that my wife and co-host Kim Bowler, we're a part of.
And that's in Rogers Park?
That's in Rogers Park. We just got our brand new space, 1623 West Howard in Chicago. Don't do Evanston. It takes you way far away. It's right off the Red Line. We actually have a show opening on Friday called Dating and Dragons. And it is a show that is a romantic comedy, but it's based around a group of gamers who play role-playing games, card games, video games, you name it. But it's off the idea of games have rules, so dating must have rules. And I've got to follow those rules, otherwise it goes down the toilet. But then you find out later, dating is nothing like playing games and having rules.
Well, it is a roll of the dice sometimes.
Yeah, pretty much, absolutely. But the thing I like about Factory is you can go see any show there, and it can be anything. It can be a very serious. We just did a show that was kind of a 70s exploitation feel, kind of a Tarantino feel to it. You can go find pretty much what you want at the Factory Theater. Wild Claw is a horror genre theater that does just horror theater, and they're fantastic.
You did a podcast with them.
Yes, they were our second guest on there, and some close friends of ours. And also, too, the live lit scene's fantastic, like the Paper Machete that's free every Saturday up at the Green Mill.
Paper Machete is great.
It's fantastic.
I've
It's
done
a
that
live
show.
magazine, and they have different acts on every week. They're fantastic, and they're free. I mean, the thing I like about a lot of storefront theater and shows like Paper Machete, or I'm also a part of a show called I Saw You, where we perform the personal ads. It's 3 actors in a bar that perform all the personal ads from like Craigslist and OkCupid, things like that. It's inexpensive.
Well, let's stop there. I just want that to sink in. What a great idea.
It's fantastic.
A live performance of the personal ads.
It's fantastic.
Because they're fun enough on their own.
Absolutely. And we meet so many people. It's like, I read those on Sunday morning when I'm drinking my coffee. And I do silly voices with them, too, except that we do them for you, and we have professional actors that come in. And
I want to watch this every day.
You can. Well, you can't because we're busy. But every week you can. We have 12 different actors that rotate through, so it's the same concept every week, but you get a different show because it's different actors bringing different characters to all brand new personal ads that we pick every week. And it's only $5.
I should mention we're joined on stage by media titan Amy Guth.
Hello.
Co-founder of the aforementioned Yak Channel Podcast Network, host of the Amy Guth podcast on WGN Radio. You're everywhere.
All the things.
Documentarian,
Yeah.
all around delight.
I've been thinking a lot about what my second documentary is going to be because I'm hard at work on one about online harassment. And it's, there are dark days attached to that one just because of the subject matter. And so I've been really thinking about what is my second one because I think it takes such a long time to get from idea to even the starting line on a documentary And so far, I think I'm going to document all of the Smiths cover bands in the world. I think that's going to be my follow-up documentary.
I love that.
I think that's going to be fun. There are many. There are so many. And they're also...
You may have a Smith's problem.
I definitely have a Smiths problem. I used to have a blog called Big Mouth Indeed Strikes Again, and every single blog post had a Smiths lyric as the post title. I definitely have a Smiths problem.
Favorite album?
Oh, man.
It's The Queen is Dead, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably The Queen is Dead. Meat is Murder is a great one, too, though.
Are you guys... Are you giving us millennial looks? Like, what are you talking about?
I was honestly never big into the Smiths.
All right, then.
Never you know.
I'll look
I was an old soul.
Oh, no. So I was talking before you got here, Amy. These are two people who just had never podcasted before. And they just figured it out. And it's awesome. And I love the fact we're sitting here at the Taste of Chicago in a dedicated pavilion for podcasting. I mean, as someone who's been in media and active in media as long as you have, print, online, on air, where do you think media is going?
Well, I think it's an exciting time. I mean, a lot of people kind of roll their eyes at journalism and broadcast right now and think, I even hear a lot of young people say things like, I want to study journalism, but I don't think I'll have a job. I don't think it's going to exist. And I disagree. I think it's a really exciting time. And I've long said, I was at the Tribune prior to WGN Radio, where I am now, and I've long said I feel like right now I have a front row seat to history, because when else have we seen such rapid changes hitting the media landscape? Never. And so what I think is happening is that it's social media and the digital world has just democratized media, and it allows, the barrier of entry is now fairly low. I mean, we all have the ability in our pockets to be podcasters and to be video bloggers and to broadcast. And, even Snapchat, I see a lot of broadcasters using that as an interesting, just kind of short little stand-up. I'm here at the Taste. This is the thing I'm doing. There's your Snapchat video. So I think it's really putting the power to broadcast in people's hands, because we can podcast on our phones, and we can edit on our phones, and we can shoot video on our phones. And, I mean, as proof of that, we see how having that power in our hands and pockets has changed the way police and community interaction is going, right? I mean, we see this all the time, where the role of the bystanders even changed, because we now, it's no longer just, one person's word against another. Now there's video. So I think it's exciting. I think it's a great time to be in the media world. I mean, with that comes a mindset that people have to have of, you really have to embrace that cliche that the only constant is change, because it's very rapid. And so I think the hardest thing for people to accept is a changing business model. And we saw this when disruption hit the music industry in the Napster era, which we're in a much different situation now in the streaming thing. So I think music is about to hit another revolution of sorts. But the bands that adapted quickly to the changing business model and said, okay, people are getting their music online now. It exists whether I want it to or not, so I'm going to adapt and change the business model, and I'll just make money off of touring and merchandise. And the music will be a different thing. The music will be something I give for community building. And we saw those bands start to thrive, whereas we saw other bands like Metallica just say, nope, that's not going to exist. It's going to go away. I'm going to sue it into going away. And that didn't work out as well. So I think the same applies to the media world, and I've long said we should always be watching our colleagues in the music industry, because disruption seems to always hit them a couple years before it hits us.
It's true.
But I think it's exciting.
All right, before we have to wrap up, and it's right, I think Rick Bayless is coming on after us, which is, let's just hang out.
Is he going to cook on there?
Oh. I just want to hear him talk. I want to hear him pronounce dishes in Spanish.
I'm just
And
getting
roll the
so
R.
hungry.
I know, right? I almost didn't make it walking through the food
I know.
checks.
I have questions for Rick Bayless about, there's a salsa verde recipe that I've tried repeatedly. I've never failed a recipe. I'm a great cook, and I can't get this one salsa verde. So he's holding something out on us. It's not right.
So corner him. That won't be awkward at all.
It won't be weird.
All right, so before we wrap up, Kevin Alves, your podcast is Beyond the Boards. You can hear it on yakchannel.com. What's next for you? Theater-wise, where can people see you?
Actually, you can catch me randomly at I Saw You on Wednesday nights at the Town Hall Pub with the Bruised Orange Theater Company. I'll also be performing.
We should make a field trip. That should be an outing for all of
you
us.
should all
Yeah,
come.
we should have
Yak
Channel night.
Yeah, and you'll love it.
It's
I'll
funny.
let you know.
It
It's
is
hilarious.
so funny.
It's-
I have fallen out of a chair laughing at that show before.
It is
It's
absolutely my favorite show I've ever performed in my entire life. It's simply this because the situation is as an actor. on that show, I get to do whatever I want. Sure. And I don't have to be anyone that I don't want to be. It's fantastic. But there's always I Saw You. I'll be coming up in, I believe, the beginning of August, doing a radio reading with the Wild Claw Theater. And then I think it's opening in September, I'll be doing a show called Zombie Broads with the Factory Theater. It's a fun comedy about the zombie apocalypse.
Love it.
Yeah.
You got to laugh about it.
Oh, yeah, of
because it's going to be
course.
awful when it happens. So we may
Might as well,
giggle about it now. All right, international star Michelle Lamore. I know you always have tons going on. Host of Revealing with Michelle Lamore. What's coming up for you?
Well, I'm at Untitled every Thursday night at 9 p.m., and it's a free show, massive show. So you can see, like those crazy clowns I was talking about before. And I also have Naked Girls Reading on July 8th. That's Friday.
For you fans of literature.
Yeah, Naked Girls Reading is exactly what it sounds like. And our theme is Vive la France, so we're doing all French-themed literature.
I love European stuff.
Yes, and maybe we'll serve some macaroons or something.
Fabulous.
Something lovely. And then every Saturday, I am at Big Sexy Show at the Comedy Bar.
Awesome. Amy Guth, you're working on your documentary. How's that going?
It's going well. I mean, as well as such a dark subject can be going, but it's going well. And I think the phase I'm in right now, I'm working on getting historic examples of backlash against women like that. And I was recently talking to the great-granddaughter of an abolitionist.
Wow.
Who, when she started writing and entered her journalism career, she received all this backlash that's surprisingly familiar. It sounds so much like the kind of trolling we get now. And so I'm drawing those kind of parallels. But it's kind of fun and nerdy to kind of dig into history in that way and see that, well, it's really kind of always been the same, but it was just different media.
And people can hear you on WGN Saturday nights.
Saturday nights, 7 to 9 on the Saturday Night Special. And coming up, let's see, episodes I have coming up, I'm going to do my quarterly book club. So we're going to be talking about summer reading. And we're going to be talking about communication and introverts.
Cool. All right, and yakchannel.com is where we can hear all of you and me and this podcast. Mm-hmm. This podcast is playing on Yak Channel as you're listening to it right now. Our small but enthusiastic audience, let's hear it for our guests. And thank you for listening to Con Carne, live at the Taste of Chicago.